Welcome to Preserving for You. This series will discuss research-backed home food preservation methods. I'm Joanne Van.
And I'm Shannon Autry. We're with the Cooperative Extension Service of the University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture. And today we'll be showing you how to freeze berries the right way.
So freezing is one of the easiest, most convenient, and least time-consuming methods of preserving food at home. But did you know there's a bit of science behind doing it well?
This process involves lowering the temperature of the food until the water turns to ice. That frozen state creates an environment where most microbes can't grow, helping to keep your food safe.
The key to successful freezing is rapid and uniform cooling. That helps prevent large ice crystals from forming, which can damage the texture and quality of your food.
Understanding the science, like how heat moves out of food and how quickly it freezes, is important. It plays a big role in preserving the flavor, nutrition, and appeal of the foods you choose to freeze.
Now, not all foods freeze equally well. Some foods, such as berries, peas, green beans, meats, and baked goods, they freeze beautifully, retaining their texture and flavor.
But others, like lettuce, cucumbers, cream-based sauces, and fried foods, don't hold up as well. They can turn mushy or separate after thawing.
While we'll focus on berries today, there are many other freezing methods and food types to explore.
For the most up-to-date and accurate information on freezing and other home food preservation techniques, we recommend trusted sources like the National Center for Home Food Preservation's website, So Easy to Preserve by the University of Georgia Cooperative Extension Service, and the USDA's Complete Guide to Home Canning, which includes freezing guidance and is available as a free download.
Avoid relying on outdated cookbooks, celebrity advice, or old leaflets. Some older publications, even official ones, may contain unsafe or outdated instructions. Always use current research-based resources.
Now let's get started with freezing. Berries are one of the best and easiest foods to preserve at home.
Let's start by choosing your berries. You want ripe, firm fruit, no bruises and no mold.
I've got blueberries here, and these freeze beautifully without any sugar. Just remove the leaves and stems and immature defective berries. And remember, unlike most berries, don't wash your blueberries. Washing them results in a tough-skinned product.
And I've got strawberries. You'll want to hull them first. That means removing the green tops, and then you will rinse and pat dry before you freeze.
If you're using raspberries or blackberries, they tend to be a little more delicate, so handle them gently when washing.
Now that your berries are ready to freeze, let's talk about containers. Choosing the right packaging is key to keeping your berries fresh and safe in the freezer.
Foods for your freezer need proper packaging to protect their flavor, color, moisture content, and nutritional value from the dry climate inside the freezer.
The type of container you choose will depend on the food you're freezing, your personal preferences, and what's available. But there are some important guidelines to follow.
First, don't freeze fruits and vegetables in containers larger than 1/2 gallon. Bigger containers freeze too slowly, which can affect the quality of the food. Gallon bags are great for storing loose foods that have already been frozen.
In general, packaging materials should have these characteristics: moisture vapor resistance, durability and leak-proof seals, flexibility at low temperatures so they don't crack or break, resistance to oil, grease, and water, protection from absorbing off flavors or odors, easy to seal, and easy to label.
There are two main types of containers that are recommended for freezing: rigid containers and flexible bags or wraps. Each has its own place depending on what you're freezing and how.
Rigid containers made of plastic or glass are ideal for all types of packs, especially those containing liquids such as syrups or sugar packs. Their straight sides make it easier to remove the frozen food, and they stack neatly in the freezer.
Just be careful with glass. Regular glass jars can break at freezer temperatures. If you're using glass, opt for wide-mouth dual-purpose jars designed for both freezing and canning. These are tempered to handle temperature changes. Check the manufacturer's website to determine if your jars are appropriate for freezing.
The wide mouth also makes it easier to remove the partially thawed foods. If you're using standard jars with the narrow necks, the National Center for Home Food Preservation recommends leaving extra headspace to allow for expansion. Otherwise, the jar could crack.
And make sure the lids fit tightly. If they don't, reinforce the seals with freezer tape, which is designed to stick even at freezing temperatures.
One note, cardboard cartons like those used for ice cream aren't moisture vapor resistant enough for long-term freezer storage. If you do use them, line them with freezer bag or wrap.
Flexible freezer bags and wraps are perfect for dry packed berries or foods with irregular shapes. They're also good for liquid packs if sealed properly.
You can use plastic freezer wrap, freezer paper, or heavy-duty aluminum. These materials help protect against freezer burn and moisture loss.
Freezer bags are available in various sizes and closure types. Some twist and tie, while others zip or press to seal. No matter the type, always press out as much air as possible before sealing.
That's right. Less air means less freezer burn and better quality when you thaw your berries.
There are three main methods we recommend: the tray pack, the sugar pack, and the syrup pack. Each one has its own benefits depending on how you plan to use the berries later.
Let's start with the tray pack. This is the simplest method. You freeze the berries individually on a tray, then transfer them to containers. Be sure to leave space between the berries so they don't stick together while they are freezing. It's great if you want to grab a handful for a smoothie or baking.
Next is the sugar pack. You mix the berries with sugar, about 3/4 cup per quart of fruit, and then let them sit until they get juicy. This method helps preserve flavor and texture, especially for berries that you're going to use in desserts.
And then there's the syrup pack. You make a light sugar syrup and pour it over the berries before freezing. This works well for delicate berries such as raspberries and blackberries. It's great for serving over pancakes or ice cream.
Each method helps protect the berries from freezer burn and keeps them tasting fresh. Let's walk you through each one so you can see how it's done.
Let's start with the tray pack method. This one's great for keeping berries from sticking together. Spread them out on a baking sheet in a single layer. Freeze until solid, usually a few hours.
Then transfer to freezer-safe bags or containers. Easy, right?
Now, if you like your berries a little sweeter, try the sugar pack. Mix about 3/4 cup of sugar per quart of berries.
Let them sit until they get juicy and then pack them into containers and freeze.
For delicate berries, we recommend the syrup pack. You make a light syrup, 2 cups of sugar to 4 cups of water.
Cool the syrup and then pour it over the berries in containers, then freeze. This helps protect the texture. Frozen berries are perfect for smoothies, pies, or even just a quick snack. But how you thaw them matters, especially when it comes to food safety.
Food must be kept at a safe temperature during the defrosting process. While frozen foods are safe indefinitely, once they start to thaw and warm above 40 degrees Fahrenheit, any bacteria that were present before freezing can begin to multiply.
That's why you should never thaw food at room temperature or in warm water. Even if the center is still frozen, the outer layers can enter the danger zone between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, where bacteria grow quickly.
Here are 3 safe ways to thaw frozen foods. In the refrigerator at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or below, in cold running water under 70 degrees Fahrenheit, or in the microwave if you'll be cooking and serving it immediately.
Thawing in the fridge is the easiest, but takes the longest and requires planning. A pound of berries can take up to a full day to completely thaw.
Keep in mind, some parts of your fridge may be colder than others. A fridge set at 35 degrees Fahrenheit will thaw foods more slowly than one at 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Cold water thawing is faster but needs attention. Keep the food in a leak-proof bag and change the water every 30 minutes. The food must thaw in under 2 hours.
Microwave thawing is also an option but can cause uneven heating. Some parts may start cooking while others are still frozen. Use this method only if you're cooking and serving the food immediately.
When serving frozen fruits for dessert, keep a few ice crystals in the fruit. It helps offset the softer texture that comes from thawing.
Fruit packed with dry sugar thaws faster than fruit packed with syrup, and both thaw faster than unsweetened fruit.
Only thaw what you need. If you have leftovers, they'll keep better if you cook them. Thaw until the pieces can be loosened, then cook as you would fresh fruit. Add water if needed to prevent scorching.
Frozen fruits can be used just like fresh ones in pies, upside-down cakes, sherbets, salads, and more.
Some fruits, like boysenberries, even make better jellies when frozen because the juices and color release more easily.
Use crushed fruit as a topping for ice cream or cake, or as a filling for sweet rolls and jam.
Thawed purees are great in puddings, ice creams, sherbets, jams, pies, ripple cakes, and fruit-filled coffee cakes.
And don't forget frozen fruit juice. Serve it cold after thawing. Juices like sour cherry, plum, grape, and berry can be diluted with water or other mild juice.
Whether you're baking, blending, or just snacking, frozen berries are versatile and delicious.
With safe thawing practices, you'll keep your food both tasty and safe.
Freezing berries are simple, quick, and a great way to enjoy summer fruit all year long.
Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, refer to the resources in the video, and always feel free to contact your county Family and Consumer Science agent at your county extension office.